getting rid of collective bargaining in Wisconsin. And I don't think it has anything to do with that at all. It was anybody who was willing to make that kind of decision after having never talked about it and kind of do it with a sneak attack with very divisive ads that were, false, mean-spirited, divisive, have and have-nots. In Wisconsin, anybody who was willing to take that approach to that kind of a decision as our leader is scary. And to see that same sort of decision-making process and cynical approach to governing happen again and again and again, on every issue, there seems to be no ability to change based on that. And it's hard to explain to people who, like I said, politics matter. I don't expect people to like them. And I know we all struggle with that. There's a lot of people who say, I hate politics, I can't wait till this whole thing's over. But now you've got a new group of people that are ultimately, that recognize the same thing. And that's why I think it's important that, we don't tie the recall to the Democratic Party or that to the progressives or to the left or to the unions, but, we recognize that there's a large group of people out there. I mean, I'm somebody, for one, who even though I recognize that I went to bat for public employees and for teachers and for city and county and state employees, I never assumed for a second that public employees were Democrats. There are all different opinions. If anything, the reason that we've had the civil service system we have is to remove the politics from these things. I mean, we approve a pot of money at the state level, and then we let, the bureaucracy negotiate a deal. We don't, as legislators, get directly involved in, Chicago-style promotions for good reason. It's one of the reasons we wanted to remove it. And so to have all these people, some who probably were not Democrats or some who were not actively involved, have them be demonized on TV and to be thrown, have your life kind of batted around as a political football, I think has had a real corrosive effect on things. But I still think we have to understand that we can't make these assumptions about that everybody that was impacted automatically is. And I think for those who maybe weren't directly impacted by having themselves or someone in their family impacted by Act 10, about the other decisions that are going on there and getting to the gist of exactly why somebody who is willing to make those kind of decisions is not suited to be our governor. The most cynical thing in the world is everything that's gone on in Wisconsin outside of treating the state like an experiment for a right-wing social agenda has been about the 2012 election. In 2000, Al Gore won by about 5,000 votes, which out of 2.5 million is not very much. It was the closest state in the country. In 2004, I think Kerry won by like 11,000 votes out of about 2.6 million. Again, closest state in the country. And then out of nowhere in 2008, Barack Obama got 57%. In my area, he won AMRO. In the 2004, I marched in that 2004 AMRO parade and we were booed. I had a John Kerry sign and I had a helmet on, thank goodness. It's like we call that a road game. It's like playing at Duke. They're all over you. 57%. Well, in 2010, Wisconsin had the biggest flop the other way of any state in the entire country. In other words, it showed that it was incredibly volatile. And it's no surprise that the chairman of the Wisconsin Republican Party became the, national Republican Party leader, Reince Priebus, that the, face of the working class, anti-corporate backlash world, Ron Johnson from Oshkosh, also became sort of this, I still don't know, let's just not talk about it. But anyway, there was a recognition here, because quite frankly, to win nationally, the president probably has to win Wisconsin, given everything that's going on. And contrary to all the statements by politicians, when you have a global economy and a complicated world, there's a lot of factors that impact things that, if you made overpromised about creating 250,000 new jobs, or some of the optimism of the Obama administration early, when it doesn't happen, people get pretty raw. And I think that is a lot of the, response that's out there for a variety of reasons. But, this administration was going to come in, they were going to put in their agenda, but they were also going to do things that made it, hard or impossible